I'm back. Same shirt as the last video because I'm going to go into a little description of how I made this guy. I started him at the bottom, made one leg and then the other leg, worked my way up. Now with the first leg, I just did the regular 6 stitches, then 12 stitches, then 18, then 24, and then I did some decreases just at the front of the foot so that he does have a little bit of shaping to his foot. He's got the front feet there. So I made the 2 legs, then I put them together with a little chain 3 between, so he's got a little gap there between the legs. Then I just kept going round and around and around. I think I had counted 7 rows after I joined the body. And then I need to backtrack that this guy is made with a double strand of yarn. There's a strand of green yarn in this color. It's just like a fingering weight, and then a strand of a gold, this is sort of a bumpy yarn that I got in a Mill Ends bag. I had like a pound of this yarn, and it's slowly working its way down. So after about 7 rows, I folded this guy in half and marked the side stitches. When I got over to the sides, I chained 15 and then slip stitched back 3 for finger number 1, chained 4, slip stitch back 3, chain 4, slip stitch back 3, and then I single crocheted back, dropped. See, this one is all gold. Didn't say that either, did I? I'm not doing very well with the order of these things. Hopefully the pattern in the description will be a little clearer because then I can go back and edit. I had tied on the second strand of gold. I had both of these yarns in cakes so I could pull from the inside and outside. So I pulled a little bit of gold, made this, cut the yarn, tied it off, went back to green plus gold, got over here, tied the yarn back on again. I suppose you could carry it along, but when you're already dealing with 2 yarns and you're pulling from inside and outside on one, I didn't want to deal with the tangles. You will not believe how long it took to rewind this yarn into a new cake once I was done, because that stuff just tangles like crazy. Okay, enough of that grape. Okay, so made this one, worked around. I did 2 more rows, and then I did the same thing with green. Same arm, but this time it was 2 strands of the green together. So I attached another green thread, made the arm, cut it off, got it all tied up, went over to here on the other side, another green arm, did 2 more rows, and then put gold arms on top. Did a few more rows. Then I started doing some decreases, but once I got a few arms past the top, a few rows past the top of the arms, I started doing back loop only. I was doing like 3 single crochets, then a decrease, then 2 single crochets and a decrease. I think I was putting a row between just to give it a little extra height here for the head. Just kept doing regular decreases, finished them off. Then I got this boa yarn. I started at the top of the head, and that whole spiral there, I was at the top here trying to fill in. I did a chain 3 and then slip stitch just to fill in a little bit. But once I had the top, once I went around a few rounds and it looked like it was pretty well filled in, I just single crocheted with the boa yarn in all those front loops that were still available. And that's how I got his fancy hair. And then I just did a little 6 crochet, then 12 crochet in 2 strands of the green for the eye, put a few fancy highlight stitches on in white. And for the tongue, I made a chain, which was probably, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, probably 10 for the chain. Did a double crochet in the 3rd chain, went all the way down here with chains. Once I got to the last chain, I did 3 double crochets in that, and then I did double crochets down the back side of the chain. So you get a nice tongue looking. I'm thinking I probably could have gone with a shorter chain and half double crochets instead of double crochets, because that is a rather large tongue for such a little monster. But he's just a sassy sort of fellow. So that's how I made this guy. And I do have a page of notes, so I will put all my notes into the description. But it's not going to be one of these, you know, crochet. Let's see, this is 30 stitches. Like crochet 8 stitches, make your arm. Crochet 15 stitches, make your arm. Crochet. I don't have a lot of numbers on that. It's more of this. Okay, mark where the sides of your critter are. Put an arm on each side. It's a simple pattern. It's just, flying by the seat of your pants. So it's not going to be very exact. It's just going to be, here's how I made this guy. So it'd be interesting to see if anybody does make. Wish I had a hashtag for this guy, but I don't. I don't know. He's just another monster in a string of monsters that have come through my life. Or a string of monsters which have sprung forth from my head. So, Mr. Monster says, bye-bye. He's going to wave. Let's see if I can make a wave with all 6 arms. Bye-bye. Yes, I do have fun playing with my toys.